right, Clemson's going to pull away from PC, 26-17. Blossom game with 4. DeVoe's got 8 for the Tigers. Murray, 13 for the Blue Hose. In Columbia, Drexel continues to lead the Gamecocks. It's 21-18. Thornwell with 7. Dozier with 6. Carrera with 3. Silva with 2. And leading Drexel is guard Tavon Allen. He's got 11 on 4 of 6 shooting. Gamecocks at 45%. Drexel at 44%. USC 0 for 1 from 3. Drexel is 3 for 4 from three-point range. All right. I want to remind you that you can get more from your education. Where can you do that? Palmetto College. Palmetto College offers the quality of a 4-year education online. To find out more, visit palmettocollege.sc.edu. With Palmetto College, your future has no limits. Clemson today back on the practice field getting ready for Oklahoma and the national semifinal coming up December 31st. Tigers hard at work today. Tomorrow will be today was and tomorrow will be full pads, physical practices for the Tigers as they try to get their edge back from the ACC championship game and get ready for the Sooners. And Wayne Gallman, Tiger, a standout running back, he met with the media after practice today to talk about the practices and getting ready for Oklahoma.
You have a chance to be on a Clemson team that goes 15-0, the first one that's ever done it. Are you guys really understanding the historical significance of that, and maybe something that some of you older guys are telling the younger guys?
The older guys on the team, they know the whole big deal of it, but me, man, it's really been natural. All the workouts and all the preparation we've done, man, I've expected it. And, once we get there, I think it'll probably hit me. But right now, I'm just focused on playing.
Think back to this time a year ago where you were. You feel more prepared to meet a challenge like this, knowing you're going to carry the ball a bunch of times probably in this game. Do you feel more prepared in any way now than you did a year ago?
I actually do. I'm more confident in my legs and my body and being able to do what I know I can do. Still coming off my ankle. There's a lot of things I get to, heal up this bowl season and get ready for the game. So I think I'll be prepared.
I know Jordan came in, sat down. You were looking for a place to sit down. Tough practice today?
No, it wasn't a tough practice. It was a hard practice. We just got done running gases, so, still catching the breath.
When you look at your role in this offense, people are starting to finally catch on that you're one of the big playmakers on this team. You think you're starting to get a little bit more respect that you probably deserve for the majority of the season?
Yeah, I feel like I am, but, that's what happens when you're right beside a Heisman finalist, man. And I'm glad I'm getting the respect I get. I'm glad people finally noticing that, we have a run game. The offensive line is doing what they need to do. And, not just so much the pass game. So I'm glad we're getting recognized.
Are you surprised looking back on this entire season, 13 wins now, that you got 5 new starters on the offensive line and they played this well together and really opened a lot of holes for you? Are you even maybe a little bit surprised that it's gone this well as far as the running attack?
No, man, I'm telling you, we worked really hard this summer to really get our plans down and really come out with this season with, some fire in our belly. So I'm not surprised at all.
13 yards away from setting the all-time rushing record. Did you know that? Did you think about that?
I've been told, but, it hasn't been in my head at all. But, to be up there is pretty exciting.
And it's a record that's almost 20 years old. So it's not like it just happened yesterday kind of record.
Right.
Have you talked to Raymond Priester? Has he called you? Anything like that?
He's actually friended me and followed me on Twitter and Facebook. So that's the only, kind of direct thing I've done.
Did you hear about his career and what it was like when he was a Clemson running back?
No, not really. Just seeing his name on the rushing board. And I see his name at the top. I've always looked at that board, wanting to get on it before I left.
I know you're a confident guy and you felt like you could have a good year, but did you think you would have a record-breaking year? You've already broke one record that he owned. Now you're about to break another record that he owned. Did you imagine it was going to be this kind of year for you personally?
I know what I can do, and I know what I could do coming to the season. It's just all about really seeing if people would notice. And I don't need it, but everybody wants a little bit of attention. But really looking back at how I worked out over the summer and did what I needed to do, I expected it.
Your offensive linemen, obviously, guys, you credit to help get you there. There's no doubt about that. So you're going to take them to a steak dinner? Anything special you're going to do for them for the holiday?
I get a good budget out for this bowl season, and I do need to take them out. That's a good idea.
Wayne, one area this team didn't have much success last year in Oklahoma was running the ball. What do you think you need to do better this year to have more success in that area?
Well, this year I think it's completely different. We've excelled from what we did last year, so I think if we just keep doing what we've been doing, we'll be fine.
What stands out about Oklahoma's defense?
Just how physical they are up front and, how much faster they are from last year.
What are the biggest things here in ball practices that you think you can continue to improve on and look to accomplish here?
Really communicating with the offensive line about who we need to pick up, and if they have an out call, I need to be in, or if they have an in call, I need to be out. So really just communication and slowing down and reading out my blocks.
You said Oklahoma's faster than a year ago. Where are they faster defensively at?
Up front, their guys are a little bit more athletic than they were last year, whereas last year they really held our line up and were able to, move and, get to the backfield.
Okay, Wayne Gallman, who's had a great year for the Tigers. He has really emerged. And, they had all these other running backs, and he's sort of put the rest of them in his rearview mirror. Guys like Tyshawn Dye and Zach Brooks. I'm going from memory here. Zach Brooks and Tyshawn Dye and Adam Choice. Those are all good running backs. We've heard very little from them. It's really become Wayne Gallman, and I believe C.J. Fuller has really kind of stepped up and become that other guy. C.J. Davidson there too. I think Brooks played some down the stretch too. I remember him getting some carries, but it's been basically Wayne Gallman out of the backfield, and he is one rugged, hard-nosed guy. He really – one thing you don't see from him, he does not tiptoe to the line of scrimmage. He really hits it up in there strong.
Well, guys want guys. Two things you look at. First, does he hit the hole quick? Is he decisive with his moves and hit the crease when he's supposed to? The other thing is protecting in pass protection. And I think that's the key. I think that keeps him on the field. And you can tell he's improving game by game as a pass receiver, especially when they run the wheel route. So those are the three things that are keeping him in that backfield.
All right, just following on Twitter here, and C.J. Freeman is about to announce the college choice. And a lot of folks there in Greensboro. His coach is Johnny Roscoe, the former coach here in South Carolina, just went into the Hall of Fame, the Coaches Hall of Fame here in South Carolina. After visiting Columbia this weekend, Freeman and his family went to Roscoe's farm up in the Lancaster area for a few hours before going back to Greensboro. And that's a program much like South Point. It's relatively new. This is which Guilford is it? I want to say Western Guilford. Is that what it is? I could look it up. Anyway, they've won a lot of championships in a short amount of time. The Northern Guilford. The running back at North Carolina, T.J. Logan, came from the program. Same one. And, Coach Roscoe tells me he's the fastest guy he's ever coached. And you can see it in the way he runs at North Carolina. So, anyway, we're waiting on the announcement from C.J. Freeman, expecting him to stick with his Gamecock commitment. Have seen nothing, heard nothing that would indicate to me that he's not going to stick with it.
Competition is what, Louisville, is it?
Wisconsin, I think, would be the strongest competition because they haven't recruited a running back in their class, much like USC. And they've made a strong push. Paul Christ came in to visit him last week, and that impressed him. He liked Wisconsin, took an official visit there. I think that would be the stiffest competition.
They got big offensive linemen up there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'd like to run the ball, too. We'll tell you the deal with him when we come back. Okay, we're still waiting on the announcement from C.J. Freeman. They are still going through the process there in Greensboro of having people talk and extol their blessings and their praise on the young man and all that kind of stuff. So we'll bring you that in just a moment. Also, some comments from Clemson co-offensive coordinator Jeff Scott coming up in just a moment as well. And I wanted to update basketball too, so give me just a second there. See Clemson 36-24 Clemson, and USC now up on Drexel 28-27 late in the half there. Let me double check here on no, they're still talking. Coaches and family members.
They're going to be talking for a while.
They are still talking. That's been a long look. It's okay. I hate those things. I'd rather now just put it on Twitter and get it done with. But, this is how the kid wants to handle it. This is how they want to celebrate the moment of naming their school. That's fine. You just better stick with that commitment if you're going to go through all this. Sports Talk is presented by Future Scholar, South Carolina's 529 college savings plan. Future Scholar is the smart and easy way to save for a loved one's future college costs. The holidays are a perfect time to invest. Visit futurescholar.com for more information. Future Scholar is administered by the Office of State Treasurer Curtis Loftus. All right, one more check before we go to the comments of Jeff Scott, and they're still talking, still waiting on Freeman to get up and do his thing. So here is Jeff Scott, Clemson's co-offensive coordinator. Tigers had a practice today. They will continue to practice throughout this week. I believe they go through December 21st before taking their break. So we heard from Wayne Gallman. Let's hear what Jeff Scott had to say. I haven't heard this, so I don't know what the lead-in is. We'll just pick it up at the outset here.
All of our receivers here now, they enjoy keeping up with those guys, and every Sunday we're kind of on a group text with our other receivers on the team and just keeping up with how those guys are doing. And I think I give those guys a lot of credit for really kind of getting started, especially in the more recent future or more recent past, kind of getting started with the tradition that we've had at the wide receiver position. And when you have great players at that position, they're able to come out and execute at a high level and have a lot of success. But it makes it a lot easier to go out in the recruiting trail and recruit that next group of special receivers, and that's what we've been able to do. And I feel like we're going to be able to continue to do that.
That group had a sophomore quarterback going on, same as this group. How has this group created its own identity as a group?
I think the thing that's different about this group is we've got more guys involved. And we kind of knew that, especially after Mike Williams went down in the first game. That was our big message to all of our wideouts is, hey, we're not going to replace Mike with one guy, but we've got more quality depth at the receiver position than we had at any time that I've been at Clemson. And obviously back in 2011, 2012, we had some, franchise players at that position, but didn't have 7. And there's been 4 or 5 games this year with my 7th wide receiver has played a minimum of 25 plays. And I think that's been a great for us and our depth, especially when you look at our season going into our 14th game. It's allowed our guys to stay fresh throughout the game and throughout the season.
Kind of piggyback on that with the freshmen. You told us all spring and during the summer that freshmen were going to have a big role, especially in the receiving corps. After seeing what Deion and Ray and especially Renthro has done, that kind of validate what you guys saw a little bit, and are you even maybe a little shocked at how good they were?
To be honest, I'm not surprised. I think it's kind of become the norm here that we recruit highly rated wide receivers that are very talented, and really we're recruiting guys that we think can come in and play as a freshman. That's really kind of been our standard the last 3 or 4 years at the receiver position, and I think those guys being able to come in. I think the thing that's probably interesting about that is all 3 of those freshmen played a different position in high school other than wide receiver, and so maybe the transition, how quickly they've made that transition to the wide receiver position, is probably one of the biggest surprises. But we knew those were talented guys coming out of high school, and every year we go out and recruit wideouts. We tell them, if you come in and practice the right way and show that you belong on the field, then we have no problem playing freshman wide receivers.
All right, Jeff Scott from up at Clemson today. All right, couple of pieces of news. C.J. Freeman did stick with his commitment to USC. He's an early enrollee, and the picture I saw of him looked like he was signing his papers with USC. Because he's an early enrollee, he can sign the financial aid papers, and now USC can talk about him once they get those papers. The other piece of news that we have tonight, according to sources, Jamie Chadwell, head coach at Charleston Southern, has talked to Georgia Southern about their opening. Don't know for sure if it was an in-person interview, over the phone, exactly what, but we do know he has talked with Georgia Southern about their job. Back in a moment. In every way. I love that song there. Did you pick that out, E? Was that already in the rotation, or did you select that since you're in charge of music now?
It was already in the rotation. I don't know what any of these things
That's
are.
been in the
anymore,
rotation.
So,
I can't hardly hear you. You
paying
turned yourself
attention.
down. You started off very loud, and you turned yourself down.
line luck.
I can't hear you. You got to speak up. And you got to turn me up so I can be heard, most importantly. There you go. Much better. All right. Let's update the basketball to half.
No, you still whiny.
Always, to the end. Clemson leading Presbyterian 36-26. DeVoe with 11. Grantham with 6. Blossom Game with 5 for the Tigers. And for PC, it's Murray with 13. Half of their points. USC leading Drexel at the half, 32-28. Dozier, he got hot late, especially from the line. 13 points, 9 of 13 from the line. So apparently he started taking the ball inside and getting fouled would be my guess. He's the only Gamecock in double figures. Thornwell's got 7. Carrera's got 5. Gamecock shot 41%. They were 13 of 20 from the line. How many fouls on Drexel? Drexel was whistled for 14 fouls. USC was whistled for 11 fouls. So not a very pretty game, I guess. Turnovers 8-6 USC's way. Rebounds 20-13 USC's way. So USC up 32-28. Clemson leading Presbyterian 36-26. Tigers shooting 41%. PC 32%. And Tigers 11 of 15 from the line. PC 5 of 9. PC with 8 turnovers to 5 for Clemson. PC's out rebounding the Tigers 21-20. All right, and so recapping the recruiting day, it's been hectic for South Carolina in particular, I mean, you can't say they got 3 commitments because C.J. Freeman never decommitted.
No,
He just reaffirmed his commitment, I guess you could say. I mean, you could call it a 3rd commitment, but we won't.
Well, you can
It's
call
a
it
reaffirmation.
commitment for Muschamp because
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point because he had committed to the previous stuff. So, yeah, I guess for Muschamp, this would be a 3rd commitment of the day. So you had a recommitment, a fresh commitment, and a reaffirmation of a commitment. All forms of commitments occurring. The thing the Gamecocks did not have today, and they're happy about that, is a decommitment. Okay, that's the only thing that they're missing. So, all right. Let me think. Tomorrow is what? Wednesday.
Hump Day.
So we'll talk more basketball, see how these games play out. Coverage on our website tonight, sportstalksc.com from USC and Clemson. Of course, more in recruiting, more from Clemson football, and maybe some other good stuff as well for you tomorrow night. You'll just have to tune in to find out. I think you did a much better job tonight. You're getting the old hang of it once
They
again.
can tune in to see if I can go mistake-free for a whole night.
Yeah. Not likely to happen, I don't think.
Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
This is true. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.